Come
All
on.
right, we are live on YouTube and Twitch.
Only
Magic
divided
Our
by-
Way podcast. Listen to my weekends. Here we are. Casa Grande, Pilotas Grandes,
A la playa.
whatever you want. We're here live talking about a story. If you want to comment, just shoot a comment from wherever you are, whether it is YouTube or Twitch, and we will see it and read it on air. But Danny brought to us a news story earlier in the week that just popped up that we want to discuss based upon a movie that was just released maybe around the holiday season that has garnered some popularity because of the guy who composed the music and composed some compelling music that all of our children are going nuts over.
Yep.
And you could probably discuss it because we're not supposed to discuss it because we don't talk about this particular person, but we're going to do it anyway. No.
Mm-mm.
But Danny,
Yes.
I'm going to turn it over to you, sir. What are we talking about on this YouTube Twitch live segment?
So Lin-Manuel Miranda has said that he wants Disney to build an Encanto attraction where park goers can go and visit the Magical's family home. And
Really? The Madrigal? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Exactly.
Madrigal.
He said he spoke to Bob Chapek and that he knows there's a world in which Lee is still enjoying
making a lot of
Sleeping, the
noise.
Magicals.
licking the plate
Sada is on his lips and clanking and clinking like Bill Cosby.
Wow.
I mean, let me solo his ass right now.
Can we, yeah, can you?
Yeah.
Now he's on mute. He's on mute.
He's on mute now, but yeah.
Before he was licking the plate clean. He's
Show us the plate. Show us the plate. Come on, they heard it. It's too late. They heard it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Man, that was
The
some.
carne asada soup. That's
Soup.
not soup though.
That was
It's
some
a
prison.
stew.
That was
Well,
some prison sounds he was making, all like clinking
Right.
and stuff. I thought he was calling
I
for
know.
the guard.
I thought Deadpool was coming out. I was like, that's interesting. All right, so let's put it back on
Yes,
Danny. He's
sir.
going to
Yes.
tell us what the
Yes, sir.
story was happening with his
So-
beautiful background.
Lin-Manuel Miranda said he talked to Bob Chapek and said that I know there's a world in which this casita lives in a theme park and we get to actually walk through it in real life.
Walk through it.
Walk through it, a walk-through attraction. When have we last seen that?
The Beauty and the Beast thing where you walk through the window and the whole experience and the new Fantasyland. That's the last time I remember.
I guess that would be about right.
I can't think of anything more recent than that.
But I mean, there again, like, is that so much an attraction or is that more of an entertainment?
well, they
offering?
list it as an attraction because it's an entertainment thing. But yeah, it would be more of an entertainment thing. But yeah,
Because this sounds more like what he's pitching is an attraction.
I would be down with an attraction, but we'll get to that in a second.
Sure. Well, he said he took his kids to Disneyland for the first time pre-pandemic a few years ago and sat through The Little Mermaid 5 times in a row. Which-
Really?
That's impressive to me. And he said, that's where my brain goes. It's like, I want to go in and out of this casita and see those characters and see the house respond because that's something Disney can do that no one else can do. And cut to Universal right
Like,
now,
what?
pointing at Harry Potter like, dude, what?
You got dragons.
And
we've been doing that, brother.
yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda though is not the only one advocating this. Josh Gad, who does the voice of Olaf,
Okay.
Frozen. Olaf, you remember him, the little
Yeah,
snowman
yeah,
guy?
snowman guy.
Yeah,
Got
he,
his couple of shorts in there.
he also tweeted in January that he wants to see a Columbia Pavilion with nods to the movie in
Scarface.
Epcot. Yes.
I'm kidding.
Well, I think that's a little more of a stretch than actually getting Encanto somewhere.
Yes.
Building a whole pavilion.
So what do y'all think? Is Encanto? We've all seen it now. Like Eli and I saw it for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay. And Lee, have you seen Encanto recently?
Yes, I did see it.
How long ago?
Oh, whenever it came out.
Whenever it came out.
Whenever it came out to Disney Plus.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Kevin, you've got 3 girls. You've been living with Encanto.
Yes.
My daughter has been singing the music,
Yes.
and I've been wanting to go around and catch up with this thing. I finally saw it. What do y'all think about an Encanto attraction within the parks?
okay.
I'm gonna say I think it's great because they're finally jumping on something that's hot at the moment, as opposed to things that they've been doing in the past with like Avatar
Mhm.
and anything else that
Where they're
has-
like 10 years late to the dance.
exactly,
Mhm.
yes, even the Frozen Ever After thing,
Yep.
where they had the whole thing, and it's like this is how many years after Frozen came out.
Right.
I'm glad they're jumping on this now and hopefully delivering something in the future.
Mhm.
I mean, granted, it's not as strong of a movie as as I felt it should be, but for some reason, my kids freaking love the music. But that could be just because of Lin Manuel Miranda. I mean, I like Lin Manuel's work. I like the stuff that he's done. With Hamilton and In the Heights, and even when he was on House, the little raps that he did when he was on House with that on that TV show, I thought was great.
I love the one Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah, Kirby. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Kirby. I think his stuff is great. And I think that's what's hooking a lot of the kids in. My girls. I mean, the Bruno song is on constant play in my freaking house.
Oh, same here.
They love that, and they love the the opening song.
Oh, the
Family
well,
Madrigal.
the Founding Madrigal. Yeah, they love that song too. I
Uh-huh.
mean, they sing
Yeah.
it word for word,
Wow.
and it's on constant play. We have Alexa. They are constantly asking Alexa to play it, and so so there's some appeal, and I'm glad Disney's jumping on it now versus like 10 years in the future, when it's like they moved on to something else, but still in this in essence, it's like, they better get on it quick. You better get on it quick.
I'm with you, man.
Oh, look, Rochelle's in the chat and YouTube. They're about 1 mile short of our hotel in Atlanta. I love Atlanta. And I'm curious to know where you're traveling to. Are you going to Disney World on your way to Atlanta? I love Atlanta. But let us know, Rochelle. Let us know how's it going. But we're talking about Encanto. Hey, Rochelle, I know you have a couple of children. What do they think about Encanto and this whole possibility of having an attraction in the parks? Let us know. All right. Anybody else?
Eli.
Yeah. Okay. So, a couple of things for this. The movie is cute. It's no Coco. That's
no, Coco rocks.
Yeah. So Coco needs its due first. That I would go with that if you're gonna pick something. To
I think that
represent-
ship sailed.
I hear you, but still. But I can't really. I know I'm not supposed to really get into the movie, so I'm gonna step away from that. But as far as this idea of just you go in and it's just the house. Look, I'm from Katrina, and I just go with a house with Ida. I got walls that are cut up and a deck that's broken. It don't talk to me. Therefore, I don't want to see a house that is broken. I'm good with that. Now, if they do something with the characters, I thought that would be fun. Because that's kind of like that's a superhero powered kind of thing. I thought that was interesting. But as far as saying, the attraction is just the house.
So it's like a Big Hero 6 family kind of thing.
Yeah, I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's like the X-Men if they were in like a smaller house that was magical. I could get that. But if it's a queue, if the house is a queue, the casita, like I get that.
Yeah.
But no, it got to be more to it than chandeliers rocking or whatever, like pieces of tile flipping up and down. I got that at home. I don't need to pay to go and
Well, you
and
got
that.
like tiles.
That's
flipping
called
at your house?
termites.
Yeah, exactly. That's called bad wood. That's not treated. That's what.
That's
that's
because
called.
you live in swampland, brother.
Yeah,
It's that Brad Pitt house talking to you.
exactly. I have bunny rabbits that do jump around my yard. They don't sing to me.
If
but
a tile's shaking, grab a shoe because a cockroach is coming at
it's
you.
coming down, yeah. But now maybe it's gonna sing and pick up some rocks and donkeys and stuff. So I mean, I want to crush it just yet. But he also has Mr. Miranda there, he also has a vested interest, not just because he made the music, but he also has credit as being part of for making part of the story too.
Well, maybe he's still butthurt from the fact that they canceled his Mary Poppins attraction.
Oh no,
Because remember, I mean, he worked on that. So
Yeah, true.
that's fair.
All right, Las Tovica.
Yeah, what do you think, Las Tovica?
All right, so I'm right where Eli is, and that is that I would not hate, but it'd be a shame to see Coco not get an attraction. That's just, I think that is shameful that they would not give Coco an attraction. And as you said, maybe it's too late now, but they can do both. But I think it's crazy that they have this one before Coco. Now, I'd like to see, if I looked real quick, what are the box office numbers between, compare Frozen to Coco to Encanto, because Encanto is definitely a hit with the kids, the girls especially. They love this movie,
Yeah.
Everyone I've seen post stuff online. They're talking about, their kids are loving this movie. They love this song. They love that song. They really like, the storyline with the sister. That's the strong one, and they like to see that that's not your typical female damsel in distress situation. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on with this. It's just, again, like, man, what happened to Coco, man? Like, it was supposed to be. I really like that movie way more than Encanto.
Oh,
Way more.
I
I
agree with
connected way
that.
more with
I
that.
think if I had to rank them both, I think Coco deserves it more so than Encanto. I think they're a little too late to the reaction to Coco. Unfortunately, I mean, granted, we got
Yeah.
the stuff in Disneyland, the little show and stuff.
He's on the castle. He's
He's in
he's
Philharmonic.
Harmonic.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Magic,
on
yeah.
the Full Magic. Yeah, that's something I didn't mention
He's in
on
there.
one of the shows.
He's up
But
in
it's
there.
like, I think an attraction based on Coco would have been awesome. But I applaud Disney for jumping on something that's actually hot now.
Agreed.
And I
But
hope
are they jumping on it? Like, it's not like they said, "Hey, we've consulted with Lin-Manuel and we want to create an attraction together." He went to them, so it's not Disney going to George Lucas saying, "Hey, we want to make a Star Wars attraction,"
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
what have you. So,
Yeah,
are they
there's
on it?
that.
Are they jumping on it or not?
No. He's right. He's right. I mean, like it's Lin-Manuel Miranda and Josh Gad saying something. It's not Disney saying something, and so who knows? Their process may take longer.
Two
So,
creatives.
yes.
In that interesting, I think, is that two creatives saw this and like this should happen now, and a bunch of business execs. I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing.
Consider the
Have we
fact
gotten
that
any reaction about that from them?
consider the fact that you were just saying to the whole point of Coco, we haven't gotten a Moana attraction yet.
That's fair.
That is fair.
You get wallpaper.
Yeah, well, we're getting Water's Journey. Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
if
still
you
a
listen to
shower.
our show, we talk about that on the next Magic Our Way that's coming out.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So yeah, I mean, it just seems that they can't act expeditiously, as Mr. Clark might put it.
Yeah. Lock the doors. Lock the doors.
But it's interesting because they don't have that foresight to see that maybe this is a good idea to do that.
Well, so here's my thing with Encanto. So I don't see how that house is a draw. It's cute.
Yeah. Right.
It's a cute storytelling device. It's nice to see the house react, but no one's going to sit there and wait 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, two in line to watch shutters open and close, floorboards bump up. Like, one thing about Encanto is that when in watching it, there's no villain. There's not a ready-made story.
Yeah.
Where you have an antagonist and a protagonist. The biggest villain is I don't want to say because spoiler alert, you might not have seen it yet because we just saw it the other day. But the biggest villain is not really necessarily a villain. It's just more of a misunderstood.
Yeah, you can't talk about him though.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I agree.
Not
Yeah,
him, but
you didn't want to dig in the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, but I applaud there's no villain thing. That's a huge factor for the storytelling.
There's also no technology. How are you going to tour the house? He's almost right in that it would have to be a walk-through attraction. I don't know. Like it's like you can't just shrink somebody down and fly them through. There's no technology that exists within this world that would allow you to tour this house. I mean, the most interesting aspects of this house would be, say, what's the little boy's room?
Oh, where he talks to
the rainforest. Yeah, that would be an interesting spot. But then if you're going to do that, you got to do that 100% in virtual, not virtual, but I mean, simulation.
Well,
I'm going to interject here because I'm going to say that I respectfully disagree. I think at most this is a dark ride in Fantasyland that could employ the ride technology of Winnie the Pooh, maybe a little bit more advanced, where they can do more things, where you can rock if the tiles are moving and whatnot through the casita, and as you experience the different things, like different rooms and whatnot. So I can totally see it happen, but I can only see it as far as a dark ride, as a thrill ride, as an e-ticket, as we Disney fans like to say.
So
I don't see it as an e-ticket. I see it like a Fantasyland dark ride that has more theming than, say, Winnie the Pooh.
So say the Josh Gad idea of developing a Columbia Pavilion and putting this at the center of it, you say no.
Practically, I say no because they're not going to build it right off the bat. If it was just one pavilion and one building structure that they didn't have to theme the entire thing up based off of, then I think that could work if they jump on it sometime soon. Are they going to jump on it? No.
Yeah.
The track record suggests that we're not going to get something like this for another 5 years. And by then, who knows what Encanto is going to be like by that point?
I see your point in doing it as kind of a dark ride, but you'd have to do it like as a dark ride that's kind of more of a story. Because I'm with you. I don't think this helms a
pavilion.
A pavilion.
Yeah, I don't think so
No.
either. No,
Right.
Absolutely not.
What about like a Remy, Mickey Mouse mini Runaway Railway type situation in Animal Kingdom somewhere?
It needs more to it.
That's what I'm thinking. Is like they're going to use that kind of ride system to enhance the story of the casita, and that's it. But I don't think they're going to have time to develop the entire freaking pavilion.
Yeah, but no, go ahead. You about to say something?
I was going to say, do we really want to see a casita that mainly
pops
bumps
up
floorboards, open shutters, doing little things? Like, do we need virtual?
No, I want to see a casita that takes me through every one of their rooms.
Right, exactly. Each person.
Yeah, which we didn't get in the movie. We got hints and we got an idea of what they were doing, but we never really got into what each person is able to do.
Well, we got the flower room.
You can give us the flower room, and you can give us smellitzers and smell the flowers. We can talk to the animals, and maybe they have animatronic animals talk to us and guide us on our journey.
You got the sand.
Is that sand? I don't remember. See, that's the thing. I don't. Other than those two, I don't remember any other.
Bruno's room. He's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, Bruno's room would be awesome. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But
awesome. It was just stairs.
It's just sand. It was.
Yeah, but you could go down to under the basement and stuff.
But I'm picturing stairs of like Mr. Toad, like the railroad part where you're on the train, so you're in a narrow hallway to get to his room. I can see all that stuff happen.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. Like, it makes a good cue. You could walk through it and check all that stuff out.
I'm with you.
But okay, the house is a character, right? But it's not like how you say. It's not like you got Batman, but like Gotham is a character. You know what I mean? Because it's the whole environment. These people just live in this house, and then they go out and then they like help everybody else. So if you were to make a ride out of this, I'm not trying to break all the stuff down, but you need everybody, and you could walk through this house, but you need the adventures of all the other characters to really make it sell.
I'll give you one.
I don't think so.
Okay,
No,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say
I got an idea to what Eli's. I'm kind of more in agreement with Eli, but I see what you're saying with the dark ride concept of it.
It ain't no hard babe.
I'll pitch y'all a ride. I'll pitch y'all a ride.
Yeah.
No. Respond first.
Okay, because I was gonna say
bro.
it's like you don't really need everybody else. You just need if Disney were to do it now, you just need the house and what every family member is able to do, and you experience, and then the person just rides through that experience, and that's it. If you want to do something quickly, if you want to do something where it's more true to the story and more elaborate, they're not going to have time to do that.
So you're saying like maybe like a tour through the house, no thrills, no nothing.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, at this point, if they want to get it like within a time when it's still hot, which who knows how long this is going to last. I don't think it's going to last beyond the next thing that they're going to release.
100%.
You know, if they're going to jump on it now, that's how they have to do it.
Well, they turned it into a restaurant, did. That's
food.
That turned into a restaurant.
Movie, though.
How cool would that be? Your food.
Yeah, but you do.
Flowers come out the room where the girl was, or maybe the person comes out with sand.
If I'm eating a meal based on this movie, it better heal me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What was Bruno eating? He was sneaking plates and stuff.
Yeah, whatever the rats brought him, I think.
That was nasty. That was so nasty.
All right, let me pitch this to you.
All right, go ahead.
All right,
yeah,
because I'm like, this just does not lend itself to an attraction. And what Kevin said, that's not a bad idea. You can do that where you have one of those dark ride attractions where it's not really anything beyond a retelling of the movie kind of thing, where
kind of like Frozen,
right,
kind of like what they have done, like with Little Mermaid and everything else. Yeah.
Well, but what if we did it like Spider-Man Web Slingers, Toy Story Mania style, where you tour through the house? It's like a queue. and you get to see little things, and the house moves and does this little thing. But then you it's like something's going on. The house is going crazy again. It's cracking up again.
See,
And you got to go through there, and you got your little whatever you got,
right,
and you've got to stop the
Yeah,
crack.
tortillas.
you got to patch it
You're
up.
patching the cracks in the house.
Yeah, again, I lived through this. It's very
Wait,
expensive.
Lee, what was that?
It's called bad
like,
contractors.
See, you got them tortillas.
He's showering tortillas. He's showering tortillas.
He's throwing money.
Yes,
That's
buddy.
what he's
No,
making
he
rain.
said he was showering tortillas in that.
Oh, tortillas.
Yeah, he's gonna
Tortillas.
patch the wall with tortillas.
Is that what he said?
I don't know. Grimace is doing his own thing. I
man.
would say that could work. And I'm not even a big fan of those kind of rides.
I mean,
But
uh,
if you're talking about what is the biggest threat to the Madrigals, it's the house breaking apart.
right,
So what if all of a sudden you go there and you're touring the house and like, oh no, Casita, something's happening. Da, da, da. We need to patch the cracks, and they send you on this little thing, and Lord knows what you would travel through. Because I don't know why there would be a transportation system in the house.
you ride a donkey.
But yeah, you go from room to room,
Yeah.
and you've got to patch up cracks.
Oh, you ride the leopard? You could ride the leopard like the little kid did.
Kid
do
ride,
that.
ride.
Oh, I read leopard. That
You could do that. All right, but again, I still think, and like Kevin said, maybe not so much, but I still think it's integral to have these characters in it. Like if you're gonna, all right, so you do that dark ride. I can see where you hit something, you try to patch it. Oh no, your ride kind of falls. Not really falls, but CGI, whatever, just looks like it is, and the girl catches you, or you fall on a pillar of flowers or something like that. If you don't put the characters in, I think that's where the whole article gets weird. He just pitches the house. But if he pitch, yeah, we got all these other things happening, we got history, we got stuff, then I think the pitch comes off better, and I think you have more support for the idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, the house itself, that's a straight, and not to say Disney couldn't do it if they didn't want to do it, but there's no need for them to even try to do that. It's just a house without no characters. It's just a house that's really broken.
Hi.
Hey,
Yeah, there's Lily.
You're
For
on
those who
YouTube
are
you
live,
live.
we're on
Hi,
YouTube
y'all.
and Twitch live, girl.
Wait,
Twitch and YouTube,
We
girl.
brought you on to sing some of those Encanto songs.
I guess.
Yeah.
Sing "We Don't Talk About Bruno."
We
No,
don't
no, no.
talk about
Do your-
Bruno.
do your head dance with it.
Can I help you with something?
We don't talk about
you want?
Bruno.
You live.
Drip, drip, drip.
Eddie is
Drip,
here.
drip, bye,
He's in
drip,
our
Hi.
house. Okay, yeah.
No, she's finished reading. She was supposed to read a book, and
She
said she'd
just
do it.
finished reading her
I hope
book.
she did. Oh,
Yeah.
We don't read about Bruno.
Mr. Sullivan says, "Hey, Lily," but Lily left.
Abuela's
It's okay.
disappointed in
It's
you.
okay. Lillian left.
She's fast.
She is fast.
Very
Yeah. So
fast.
that is Lily live on YouTube and Twitch.
And if
That's
look,
awesome.
if there's enough demand out there, I will bring her back out here to sing y'all a song.
there you go. Yes.
It doesn't take much. It's just that when she's aware that she's being recorded, she
Right,
becomes
yes.
self-conscious.
Yes. And look, every listener that's listening, thank you for joining us on a Saturday night. Chances are you're our age, so thank you. And happy Mardi Gras. This is the season
Happy
for
Mardi Gras.
This is
There is a parade going on literally 3 blocks. We are
yes,
cracked.
we could walk there and we could be. We're
Yeah.
in the box.
But the real party's right here.
Yes.
Yeah, the real party is
Right.
right here on the Magic Hour podcast. Next week we'll record. Maybe we'll go live again. Hopefully we will, and we'll bring you some footage from there. But anyway, yes, yeah, Encanto.
Great
Encanto.
question, though. Great,
Yeah,
great
I think it's a good question. So I think we're in agreement that you would not put this as you wouldn't do a Columbia Pavilion
Well, you want
just to house Encanto, because, and I do agree with that, because there's so many other pavilions that we've talked about in the past that I think have I don't want to
I mean,
I don't want to dump on Columbia, but I mean, like there's other pavilions that, like, man, if you had a wish list, I don't know that Columbia would be in my top 5 in
No.
terms of the new pavilions to add. So where
Right.
would you put it?
I mean, let's be realistic. I mean, to build a whole Columbia Pavilion just for this is not going to be possible.
Agreed. So where would you put it?
you could
I would put it in Fantasyland at the most. If you had a place in Fantasyland, I don't know where else.
you do you have to if you isolate the little boy, his character, you could put the house in Animal Kingdom.
I think you put the house in Animal Kingdom without the little boy.
I mean, that's his room, though. Other than that, it's kind of
No, I mean, the whole idea of the
Interesting.
house is just, you you wander on, you're in Africa. Now you're in Asia. Now you're in Colombia.
Colombia.
Now you're
I
in
mean,
Colombia.
You know what?
does it
Yeah.
take?
Okay, that's not too far.
You could do that. I mean, shoot, you stumble into what Avatar? What is it with Pandora? You bumble stump your way into another planet at one point in time. All you need is tree.
There is a specific tree house already that could
True.
use an upgrade.
Yeah, so you could just
Yeah,
put that
you're
in.
right. You're right.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Danny?
I can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
can hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if I
I
didn't know
heard
if I
you
was
the
coming through.
entire time, man.
What did Lee? Did you ever thought about what Danny asked about the ride earlier?
What's that?
Yeah, where would you put it, Lee? What would you do, and where would you put it? Like,
I think you could probably well, it's too straightforward, I guess. The two are too simple to just replace Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. It doesn't really fit the theme.
No, it's an
Um,
adventure, man. I think it
but-
does.
I like
but I mean,
that.
you
I
could.
think it does.
I do like
I mean,
that.
you'd actually have people want to go to it now.
Well, you
you
get
know,
the
now,
camera on the
some of the
house.
tr-
Well,
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's up in a
think
tree
it
house,
does.
so you don't want to maybe do it
Yeah,
that way, but
no, that's
maybe
not
have like a mountain range going up to the tree house. So
No, I
instead of
think
being in a
it-
tree
it-
house, it's on a mountain.
That's
And look, Kirk calls it. He says, "Call it Encanto, childhood trauma." That's what he said.
Emotional
fair.
damage.
that's what those
Emotional damage.
that's all those kids had, right? Like if you ain't had the power, you was garbage. Like
wow, yeah, that was a little rough,
that was
man.
a stressful.
I'm a little bit surprised at the end of that movie. I'm like, well, now she'll get her gift, and nope, still
She
no,
get
no
nothing.
gift. No gift.
Yeah, you know,
Well, she gets the house. That's her gift.
she put the house.
Yeah, but she's
together.
living in a nursery. Meanwhile, they've got like these big luxurious rooms.
Yeah, I know. it's
Yeah,
true,
and
So-
superpowers.
Maybe we'll find out in the second one.
Encanto 2.
Are they making a second one?
I don't know, but
Uh,
generally, when a movie gets this successful, you would imagine there would be a second one. So
Oh,
if you
boy.
had to make an attraction based off a movie, I'll give you 5.
5 to 2.
Tell me where Encanto ranks. I'm Mary Poppins, Coco. Why am I blanking here? Moana
Mhm.
and let me think of a fourth.
Bed knobs and broomsticks. That's not Disney.
Oh, Bedknobs and why is that not Disney?
I don't think it's the Disney, is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Why is that not?
100%.
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
I'm with Lee on this one. Like, unless you know something I don't know.
A little.
I could be
obscure.
wrong. I could be
All
wrong.
right, scrap that.
Something a little more
Wally,
current.
Wally's your
Ooh.
4th. Encanto's your 5th. Where would Encanto?
Oh, you're right. You know, bed knobs and broomsticks is Disney. Sorry.
I think
I-
Moana goes. I don't know if it goes to the top for me, but it's pretty. I'd have to. If I thought about it more, it might be 1 or 2, but I put Moana on top.
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say
I don't know.
Encanto. I was
I
like,
think-
Coco's on top for me.
I think you put Moana in that Animal Kingdom lagoon. Like,
I'm just saying,
something
like,
on the boat.
As far as like what
I got
what
Coco and
Disney-
number 1 and number 1 and 2. That's me.
Coco.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Jack-
maybe I'll go back and forth between those two, but Moana and Coco.
Moana, Coco.
Those
All right.
are the two properties that need to happen.
And I think too that monetarily, that would make sense too. Like people are still on. I mean, they just redid the whole rooms of the Polynesian. You know what I mean,
Right.
people are still on meet and greets for Moana. So I think popularity wise, Moana
That's
has some
'cause of The
sticking
Rock.
power.
The Rock is freaking awesome.
Well,
Yeah, but
maybe
Mao's
so.
the
But
one character you can't represent.
That's true.
oh,
Yeah, because of the costume controversy.
Yeah.
So you can't
the
just stick a guy in
culture.
a costume and call him Maui.
Unless The
Apparently.
Rock shows up.
oh, you just
Once
can you?
in a while.
you
We
can-
need the Rock.
yeah,
need The Rock.
But you can animate him or something. Maybe I guess that might save it. But okay, Encanto would have to come. I guess. Ooh.
I got Encanto
Fourth.
below Coco. That's where I have.
Encanto
it.
Yeah.
comes below. I mean, because Encanto.
I mean, Mary Poppins is good, but it, you know,
But it's a classic, and then on top of that,
no,
you are-
but
It's
it
tough-
has a
it's
recent
tough.
sequel too.
yeah.
And then
but I mean,
Miranda.
as
He
compared
wins
to the
again.
original- No, but as compared to the original, I would put it 3 against the other ones.
but at least you have a
But-
have a character there.
I mean,
too.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's like my kids
Yeah.
know who Mary Poppins is, so my
Right.
thought is to put it number 1. And Kirk says leave Mary alone, but no, I will touch her and it's gonna be great.
Oh,
But, whatever.
She might fly away on that umbrella, dog.
That's
I
right,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
that's what Kevin thinks.
That's what Kevin did. She gonna like it. Huh?
Kirk, yes, she does need a ride. He says she doesn't need a ride. Kirk, yes, she needs a ride
Oh.
on Ride Ride Landry.
Ride Landry.
I don't know what that
Wow,
is,
you
yeah.
just Kirk just shut down now. So here's
Yeah,
but
swim
here's
fan. There we go.
yeah, I think though, if you like you said, if you're talking about money or if you're talking about hey, that would just be exciting to see. Again, well, bed knobs and broomsticks, I'm sure it's a classic, but it's just I would take Flubber before that one. Just saying.
Oh, Flubber.
No, that's ridiculous.
As a ride, you can put something on your feet and like
Flubber or
bounce.
bed knobs and broomsticks, which has the most?
I'm gonna take bed knobs, but Flubber would be
Yeah,
fun.
well,
I mean, I'll be honest. Flubber would
Come
be
on,
fun.
you kidding me?
With
You
the
can put it in your
technology now,
car,
bouncing,
you fly,
Flubber would be fun.
You bounce through a basketball game or something.
You dunk over. You could have like a guy that's like LeBron
You
James.
can put it in place of the NBA experience.
I'm just saying.
You know?
I'm just saying. I want like to stick to your property question. It would Encanto would come like fourth. I would be because I know the other properties and I know well enough. Number one, Coco still represents culture, and I mean they really did that very well.
It did.
Mary Poppins is a classic. Wally is sci-fi, which you can't get enough of. I think a sci-fi genre, right? I mean, so play with anti-gravity, all about that. But yeah, if it's just
Anti-gravity.
if the property's just Encanto, we're gonna give you the house. You got to do better.
Well, you
than
got to
that.
punch up the house. That's the problem.
Yeah, you got to do Mas Grande on that. I mean, again, you need the characters. You put the characters in an environment again where there's a villain, something that threatens the house.
Yes.
Maybe they took the candle or something, and they so you got to go all through this crazy area of Colombia,
Mhm.
and you have all the different characters' powers, and and you interact like that to get the candle to bring it back to the home. And when the ride ends, you're in
You're back at the
Casita.
house. Yes.
Makes perfect sense. And
But
all the tiles could go like this, and the ceiling could go like that.
Mhm.
Cool. But it can't.
It's not a ride
I don't see it
by
as a ride.
itself. Yes.
Kevin's
you need
a
to
punch
bad
it up.
dude.
No,
I
I was
just don't-
about
I'm
to
just
say,
saying,
I
I
think
don't
that
see
only
it.
works if they do it now. If they wait any longer, it doesn't matter.
No, it matters whether they do it now or they do it later. It's
No, I
about-
don't. I'm weird when I say this because I don't think that it has the longevity as Coco does.
That's because Coco took a character.
No, I think the
And
only reason why it
brought it-
has longevity is because of Lin-Manuel Miranda's songs.
Well, he could sing another song for
But I
another
think
movie.
no, the entire story of Coco, I think trumps the entire Encanto story.
Oh, you're right about that. All you-
100%.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, the superpowers, that's the only thing that works and beats it. But the story works because in Coco, he sees other worlds. He's learning as he's going through. I mean, that's just awesome storytelling.
No, that'd be an awesome dark ride or whatever kind of ride you want.
Not just
Yeah.
that's just a character-driven story, Coco is. And Encanto, again, if the pitch is just a house, the house is not a home.
Well,
Unless it's not a family. You see, I did a little Luther
home is
right
where
there.
you
I
where you
think-
hang your hat.
I think what y'all are both trying to say, and I would agree, is that
we love Coco. You're right.
you watch Coco
You're absolutely right.
and it immediately sticks out. I want to go explore that. And that's what makes the best attractions is like when you see something and like, I want to go explore that. I want to go spend some time there. I want to go see what that's all about.
I want to go eat
That-
burritos.
Yes.
Don't you don't?
Or there's an experience in there where you're like, wow, we just need to replicate that in the
Yeah,
park.
we had a mariachi contest or whatever.
I want a chalupa.
There's not a lot in Encanto where you're like, yeah, I need to reproduce. That's an experience I want to see.
I want to
Yeah.
drip, drip, drip.
Yeah, look, yeah. The tip.
Thank
the
you, R.
pressure,
Kelly.
the pressure's too thick. I know, I get it. I mean, look, if they again, and you know what would have been a good villain for the movie? Was the I don't want to give
Termites.
it away.
John Leguizamo.
Termites would have been.
Termites would be an awesome villain. The
The
termites.
Orchid Man comes in to save the day.
Yeah, the
perfect.
people. How do I put it? The people that started the origin, like the actual origin of the
Walt
candle.
Disney.
They could kill two birds with one stone. They do a Bug's Life 2. Or
Encanto Boogaloo.
the termites all riled up to attack Casita, and we could kill
Okay.
two birds at one stone.
Okay,
Oh, that's
I
perfect. That's
think
good.
that's a good idea.
That's it.
That's
That's a show.
that's the idea because now you have all the bugs telling you what they're gonna do, and the Casita reacts like, "No, you're not getting me like that." Then, yeah, that would be funny.
But like, imagine taking that train in Animal Kingdom, and instead of going to Conservation Station, you go to Columbia and you see the Madrigal's house, and you get to do
That
something.
one I'll be okay with.
Yes,
actually.
100%.
Yes.
I think you could do that.
I think I'd be fine with that.
So
I don't want
I
to
have-
confuse shit.
I have a question for the audience.
Do
Okay.
you really?
Yeah.
Well, let
Do
me,
you-
let me focus on you.
It's
Hold
for the
on.
audience. It's not
Hold
for
on.
us.
we're gonna
No,
shut up.
for the
I'm
board.
gonna
The
solo
table.
you. All right, so there you go. You
Is
got the floor, sir.
is Lin-Manuel Disney's M. Night Shyamalan?
Oh no.
To the point,
No.
this is my
Oh.
point with this. I know it's weird, but this is my point with this. Like, M. Night Shyamalan came out with like that with
Seven.
Sixth Sense.
That's 6 cents. That's it.
All right, so you're like, wow, that is the craziest, best movie I've ever seen in my life. That was amazing. I didn't see that coming. Oh, I love this guy. Then he makes his next movie, and it was okay. And then now you're like, I know what this guy's going to do. It's going to be some weird twist, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't even care to see any M. Night Shyamalan movies anymore because I know it's going to be the same formula. And that's what you have with that with Lynn. It's like, when did eventually people are going to say, okay, I get it. You like to sing and rap.
No,
Okay,
I'm gonna say
No,
no, and
no.
I'm gonna jump on this one. I'm gonna say no because
I'll help
Lin-Manuel
you.
Miranda
I'll help
had
you.
success before that.
Kevin ain't even letting the
Yeah,
listen.
you
No,
like
I'm
Bob.
not- No, Lin-Manuel
Yeah, you-
Miranda had success before Disney came along. This is just a suggestion. I mean, yeah, he had In the Heights, which even though he reprised it, it wasn't released on Disney, and it was just as successful. My kids love that movie. He did Hamilton on Disney Plus. That is one of the reasons why Disney Plus is so strong because they premiered Hamilton. Hamilton
Mhm.
has no connections to Disney Plus other than the fact that he allowed it to be released on Disney Plus. Lin-Manuel Miranda had a presence before any of this, and so I think Disney riding on the coattails of Lin-Manuel Miranda is where the success would happen, but they have to do it now, or else any later, and it doesn't really matter. Universal's going to take it, and it's like whatever.
I was gonna say that was first of all, that was very well spoken, well eloquent. And I was gonna say as well, I don't know about M. Night Shyamalan, but I'll use a different example to illustrate the same point. It's gonna take Shane Black. Now, Shane Black is a director of action movies. He's done Lethal Weapon, he's been in Predator. Like, so this guy, in other words,
Great
knows how to
movies.
make
Great movie.
action movies, but they're awesome action movies. But they follow the same, the same. There got to be an explosion. There's got to be this. So in other words, you can still have a formula, and you can still have something that is predictable if you want to, but still at the same time, the characters you pick, how they get there, what they're going through, if they're facing aliens or whatever, like that's all a factor too. And that's the kind of stuff when you're gonna pitch. And we don't know what Mr. Miranda actually pitched, right? We just went off an article. So far all we know, maybe he wrote a 150-page article and put everybody in Encanto. But if all he said was a house, ain't nobody go look. I saw Amityville once. I had never really watched it again. I mean, like that's the only experience I had with houses that talk to you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those things don't work. They don't work. But if his style is this, and he made this story with a bunch of other people, he's part of the story of Encanto as well, right?
Mhm.
So if he made this style and that's his style going forward, he might need to tweak it. So I can see what you're saying there, but hopefully he gets to Shane Black
But
status.
there is a formula to Lin-Manuel Miranda's style, and as a musician, I can tell what
He's
it
a
is.
musician though.
But it's totally separate from Disney. He'll have success separate from Disney, regardless of whatever Disney does.
Yeah, but he wants to be a
That's the thing.
storyteller. He wants
if
people,
Disney wants a piece of that, it doesn't really matter.
I-
None of that matters.
that do matter if you want them to make
No,
his stuff.
it doesn't matter because he doesn't need Disney because he's proven on Broadway that he can be just as successful without them.
No,
And he was successful without Disney before Disney came along and decided to promote
Okay.
his
To
stuff.
that point, can I ask Lee a question real quick
go
before
for
we,
it.
we get
because me and
too
he
far
about
off
to
the
get
weed.
into it for some reason. I don't
because
know.
yeah, no.
No,
You
we're
don't
not getting.
you don't love me, Dumbo?
No, I don't think we're getting
Ah,
into it. I'm
man.
just saying I'm giving facts. Before Disney, before Disney, Lin-Manuel had success without Disney.
Yeah, but we're talking about the product that he made.
Yeah, but Disney's riding on those coattails. It doesn't matter.
Where's my popcorn?
Go, yeah.
Disney's
yeah.
riding on the coattails of Lin-Manuel Miranda. They know what they
Yeah,
had. They
yeah.
signed up to Moana. They know that just like most of their celebrities, they're going to have at least 3 movies try to get out from them, and so they've had 2, and so they're riding on their coattails. Lin-Manuel doesn't need Disney for any of this.
I get it. Lin-Manuel, he sing great. I saw him in Mary Poppins 2, Electric Boogaloo, and he was out there hanging out and everything. But that's not about him as a person. I think we're just saying it's like the product, right?
No, the product. He doesn't need Disney.
But it's okay.
He doesn't need. No. Lin-Manuel does not need Disney.
Encanto needs Disney, right?
No, Encanto needs Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No, okay, but
without Lin-Manuel, Encanto does not work.
No,
I mean, who are you gonna get? I mean,
and Encanto doesn't work either.
No,
yeah, he made a bad.
Exactly.
He made
the only reason why Encanto works is because Lin-Manuel.
No,
I mean, no disrespect to the Frozen guys. I mean, you could have gotten them, but they're not going to have the star power as Lin-Manuel.
Look, I mean, if it's not for doing you, I don't know who Lin-Manuel Noriega is and everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm telling you. It's like without Disney, Lin-Manuel is going to be just fine.
Yeah, he's fine as a singer, and he's a very talented entertainer.
Disney needs Lin-Manuel because of the star power, and they could bring that together to produce something better.
Are you saying that Lin-Manuel is going? They say, "Hey, look, if we make Encanto for you, like we make it an attraction." If he said, "Hey, I'll come down and sing and stuff," well, maybe that's a different thing. I can see what you're saying there. But
yeah, but he's still lending his talents to them, which means that they need him to make this successful.
They don't need Encanto. They don't need
Encanto
they do. To make an attraction.
Because when's the last time they did anything that was successful right in the moment? I mean, Frozen. I mean, Pandora.
They
Come
know
on.
For 60.
No, Pandora. How long did they wait until they decided to build Pandora Land?
60 years of animation and being successful.
Yeah, but as of late, they've been like late to the party.
Well, yeah, but okay, fair.
They've been totally late to the party.
But you can't put this all on Lin-Manuel. Like you can't say he's the only guy. Look,
no, Lin doesn't need Disney. Disney needs Lin.
No,
that's
Disney
my thing
needs The Rock. Everybody needs The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like
no,
like
Disney. That's
the
same theory though. Disney needs The Rock. The Rock doesn't need Disney.
But okay, what character was Lin-Manuel in Encanto? He did the song.
No, he did the music, and that's all that matters.
Oh,
because of the way
because
the way that he did the music for that, and he did the music for Moana.
Okay,
that was it.
I respect it, but at the same time, so he's not. He doesn't make the character. He's a part of the story. Like he has a story credit. He has a story credit.
But Disney needs his name attached to this to make it successful.
Well, that's terrible. Then that speaks worse on Encanto.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, then we just said the same thing. Go on with
that's exactly what I was going.
I'm so happy. I'm out of this. I get to watch this.
I thought he was saying
we resolved it. No, look, we discussed things. I love you. We talked it through and we arrived at the same conclusion.
I see you stroking his leg right now. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cut this feed off. Let me get some.
No, that would happen anyway. So
what I was going to ask, Mr. Purple, is if I was going to say like maybe.
Let me focus at Mr. Purple.
Bring it to him. Bring it to him.
Any listeners listening to Saturday Night who's our age?
Well, no, I was trying to.
All right, there we go. There's Mr. Purple. Look at that. All right, Danny.
I was worried. I was worried that maybe we're going off and maybe Lee misspoke a little bit. Lee, were you trying to say that Lin-Manuel Miranda was like a one-hit wonder? Wait,
not a one-hit wonder, but can he continue that success with the same formula?
So, like in comparing him to say M. Night Shyamalan, who I don't know has ever really had a hit, kind of like Sixth Sense. Lin-Manuel Miranda's had several. Right. Or at least maybe let's say 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. Would you say maybe that your comparison was off, or is that what you really want to make him out to be? Is like maybe he's a guy, but he's not anything all that special.
No, I don't think that. I think he is definitely something special because he's tapped into something very unique, and has kind of brought something that is the rap side into something that's Broadway and it's classical, and so he's been able to meld those two worlds together. So I think that in that case he's a genius at that. I just wanted to know if you guys thought that possibly that fans would tire of this formula. Disney fans would tire of this formula.
Okay.
You know what is the funny thing is that if you take the number of Disney fans versus the number of regular people,
Mhm.
I don't think Lynn gives a shit.
Wow,
Right.
did you talk to Lynn?
No,
You
I
should.
think because I think Lynn, with what he does, appeals to people outside of Disney. That's where I'll go back to my point, where Disney needs Lynn more so than Lynn needs Disney.
Well,
Oh,
like maybe instead of comparing Lynn to say M. Night Shyamalan, maybe I'm trying to think of another guy that's had a lot of successes under their belt.
But pick one that's in a different
but not-
genre and then jumps to this genre.
Well, that's what you have.
Well,
to
you don't want to
do.
say Quentin
Yeah.
Tarantino because I don't know if Quentin Tarantino's had a failure.
No, I was going to
he's
say
had so
Steven
many
Spielberg,
good-
but Steven
No.
Disney bought them.
like say the Farrelly brothers
or
the Wachowskis from The Matrix.
Yeah.
But
okay.
aren't they more one-hit wonders as well, though? Then
but I don't think Lynn's a one-hit wonder.
I don't think that's.
I'm 100%.
Yeah,
I don't
with you.
think that-
I'm
feel
trying to
that-
think of a
Okay, I got one.
That's
I
a
got
tough
one.
comparison.
I got
Yeah.
one.
All right,
got
what
one.
you got? What
I
you got? What you
'cause
got?
I think the key here is that he is in my opinion, he's in two different genres. So he's like Ice Cube. Ice Cube is a rapper, but then at the same time, he jumps and starts to be in movies. Then he starts to make his own movies.
Yeah, but Ice Cube's
You see what I'm saying?
yeah. As an artist, like as a rapper, he's a creator. But I don't know, like I think we're trying to talk like movies and whatnot.
He helped to do the screenplay for for
Well,
Friday.
to Eli's credit, it's like Lynn lends. I follow him, and he lends towards the old school rappers a lot.
Mhm.
A lot of the stuff that he writes lends to a
See,
lot
I
of
do
those
that.
guys, from the heavy D to all those guys.
Oh.
He gets tributes to all of them, and he puts them in his shows.
He wears suits like Heavy D. did.
No,
Heavy D
He
more
doesn't
so.
hit suits, but he does the raps. He knows the rap styles of those guys, and he incorporates them as an homage
Don't play with D.
to
man.
those guys.
That's my jam.
No,
I don't care if we live or not.
I watched the
I will
documentary,
sing
and
some.
he loves those guys.
Hi, we
No.
find love.
I tell you, he loves those guys.
So is there like a Bismarcky representation in any? Of
I
Lynn's-
guarantee you there is. No, seriously, I guarantee you there is, because
Okay.
he's big into that style, and he wants to give as much homage to that particular genre of music that he can.
Okay.
And that's what he's bringing to Broadway, and that's what he's brought to the Disney aspect, which is what I think a lot of people are latching on to.
Here's a question.
Young people, I should say.
It's a legit question. So I don't. Okay, so is Mr. Miranda here? He is Colombian. Is that fair?
No,
to assume?
he's not. He's
I
not.
was going to
He's
say
not.
I don't think so.
His thing. He's from New York. He appreciates all the cultures that make up New York, from Puerto Ricanians, Colombians,
Okay.
to Hondurans, all that kind of stuff.
Because this is because the logic behind that was to say that's a lot of eggs to put in one basket unless there's a very serious emotional or creative, I should say, attachment to making sure it goes into fruition. You know what I mean? That's like me saying, "Hey, look, I'll make comics and whatnot."
Yeah.
But all right, I went to Image and then I said, "Hey, look, you need to make this."
Yeah.
Not really, because Joe Rody did it.
What? Which part?
Embodied different cultures and different kind of beliefs and recreated it within the theme parks.
Yeah, but you
Joe
know what?
Rody.
To go along with that, to what Danny's just said, like on Broadway,
Mhm.
he purposely on his cast for like Hamilton, In the Heights, and the shows he have done, picked minorities for their cast. Other than the King for Hamilton, because
Much
it
like
has to
Ice
be
Cube?
English. Yeah, much. That's exactly right. No, Ice Cube is one he represents. Those guys. Oh no, all those guys. He loves those guys, but he intentionally, I guess, is what the clinical term is. He intentionally picks those cultures to represent that within his shows, and he's big on that.
And I think that's part of his
That's just it.
appeal.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're absolutely right.
Is that he will draw in, and he is genuinely fascinated by different cultures and really kind of
to bring them to the forefront in a venue that they normally wouldn't.
100%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that there is a value there, and I think Disney should work to make this dude happy. So all in all, at the end of the day, when we go back to the original question, just to do the scientific method as you put
I
forth,
love this
Kevin.
method.
Yeah, if you listen to this show
Yes.
coming out next week, I delve into the scientific
Way to
method.
go.
Just to
Please.
get back to it, if I'm Disney, I put forth I do something. I want
I
to please
agree.
this guy because
I agree.
I've got an artist that wants to work with me and is proud to work with me and sees his work as something that he can envision being in a parking lot. You figure out a way to make this happen.
Yeah, Danny, to be more basic than that, it's like this is what's hot right now.
Yeah.
I need to jump on this because as history has progressed,
Mhm.
and we have reported on the Magic Our Way podcast,
Mhm.
Disney's a little late to the party.
100%.
A lot
Okay.
of times.
Wouldn't it be great if they won, for the best original song at the Oscars, and then they could be like, oh, and by the way, come visit the attraction.
Oh, yeah, he
exactly.
He sings at the attraction. Yeah.
I mean, holy crap! I mean, Michael Eisner built his entire career on that.
Off of that, yeah.
Yes,
he
because-
took a risk and he went with it, but holy crap, he gambled and he won.
When he won big.
But
he won big.
but
I
he-
guarantee you.
But
That's big
bros,
time.
he had he ran a movie studio.
No, he ran Paramount, but he came to Disney and he brought that knowledge. But it's funny
and the
'cause-
connections with them.
No, that's the thing. That's the
that's the
thing because
key.
it's like Michael Eisner gave us a connection on Sundays.
You're gonna fight again.
No, we're not going to fight. I totally
No, I
agree
was-
with. I totally agree with Eli
No,
because it's like
I was going to bring this back around to a nice synergetic
I
point.
like that.
No,
Yeah, I was gonna do it.
I'm building on that because
I'm
it's
with
like Michael Eisner is the last CEO of the Disney company that was like present in our lives.
Mhm.
And guys, look, if you listen to our show coming up this Wednesday before Mardi Gras,
Tell them about it.
we're talking about Disney Has It Fallen Flat, and it's like what? Part of the thing that helped a lot of the '90s go on was that the fact that Michael Eisner was kind of like Disney, that he was present in our lives. He kept Disney in our lives every Sunday. Wonderful World of Disney. He was present. He was a character. He was he was present.
Yeah, dreams.
Yeah.
And it's like there's Michael Eisner. He's gonna do something. He's gonna interact with Mickey. He's gonna interact with Donald.
Mhm.
He's gonna do all of that.
Yeah, and so
Who has done that since then?
I will say this. I mean, that's one thing. Like, you remember back in the Eisner era when they would do these celebration things, and it's too bad we can't cover it on the show we just talked about. But that was one of the things that you saw with the promotions is that when they would do these shows, there was a narrative that ran through it, and sometimes
Yes.
Michael Eisner was there,
Yes.
Mickey was there, and there was a show. And now it's just generic bullshit.
Yes. No,
It's
that's
like,
it.
here's some young pop star you're too old to know singing a popular Disney song on the castle stage as we string this together as some sort of celebration of something.
Yeah, it's like, how do I connect with that?
Mhm.
No, I can't connect with that, but I can connect with the guy that runs the freaking company.
No,
Sure.
all right.
Like here I am on TV on Sunday nights. This is what I'm doing. This is what I am. But like a pop star, it's like I don't know who the freaking it's
I
like,
was-
I had to explain. Like I was watching the 50th anniversary. I had to explain who the hell Christina Aguilera was. And my kids were like, "Who the hell is this?" I'm like, "She sang the Mulan.
she looked
did the Mulan
unrecognizable,
song."
to be fair. That
Granted,
outfit.
look, she wasn't
is-
the singing voice of Milan. A Filipina was a singing voice of Milan, but she had the big pop song that was associated with Milan. So I had to explain that to my kids. But it's like Michael Eisner when I was growing up is like he was the guy.
All right.
And like Sunday nights is like he was interacting with the Fab Five. He was doing all that kind of stuff.
Kevin,
I don't
Kevin,
get that.
And
now.
the Muppets.
and the
too.
Muppets. Yeah, I don't even get that now.
Kevin, really quick.
Yes,
really
sir.
quick.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm feeling this creative buff that's happening. Now,
You want to fight with Kevin again, don't
I do,
you?
but I'm not. Because I was going to throw out this was my last
No,
point.
and
And
I
it
mean
was-
the purpose of I open the show is like all opinions matter. So
Yes.
I want to hear what you say.
No. So like so here was my what I feel what y'all both just said. So then here's the only caveat, or here's the only concern I would have if they were to go ahead and say, okay, Mr. Red, you the man. We want to make this happen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is only from the experience of me working with artists in general. If this guy does not have a plan and he's just like, look, I want to see the house and I want to see it as a attraction, and then that's it. And if I don't get what I want, I don't need y'all. I'm going off what you said. I don't need y'all. I'm gonna just go off and do whatever. Now you got a problem. Now, if he says, please make this an attraction, I will add whatever star power I have to make this happen. And they say, well, look, take some criticism. We're going to make this go. We're going to make that go. But we can't just use the house. Let's just say, as long as he doesn't pitch like a diva fit, then
I don't think he would.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. But artists, if you are coming to somebody and say, hey, I saw this vision, I got it. And then somebody's like, hey, cool, we'll work with you, right? It's like, I don't
think Lin-Manuel Miranda is like, no, it actually has to be a walkthrough attraction, Shutter Shake, Floorboards Creek.
Didn't know.
That's it.
Didn't know. He said, that's my point, though. And that's bringing it back to fruition, though. As long as he's like, hey, look, Disney, you guys are the guys. You know what you're doing. This is an idea. You actually have the ability to make it reality. I'm cool with it. Just if I can see the property, I will support it. I'll sing a Grammy Award-winning song from the bed tile on Casita's floor. Just if you want to support it, we can do that. Then I can see that happening.
Yeah, but
I can see those egos because they're big egos, bro.
Yeah, but
Big
to be
egos,
fair,
bro.
Eli, it's like you're suggesting that Disney has the cards in this. I'm gonna say no. Lin-Manuel has the cards in this.
I'm 100% with Kevin. You're attaching yourself to this young new star who just seems to be able to kick out hit, and his hipness is not a factor. Like at some point in time, The Rock's going to fall off.
I ain't talking about
Right. But I mean, that's because The Rock he's a one-trick pony. And no offense, I love The Rock, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is Lin-Manuel Miranda,
The Rock, yes.
can keep writing music, and young people and whatever can sing it, and that is a talent. I mean, they've got a young Alan Menken.
They did
on their hands. You don't mess with that if you can help it.
No,
right?
I mean, if you're smart, you don't.
No, I would agree.
I mean, Eisner didn't. He let him do whatever, even when Menken, and I forgot his.
I know. I'm trying to remember his name as well.
But he after he passed away, Tim Rice came in and helped him out.
Mm-hmm.
But they let them do that thing, and it was like incredible for a while.
I couldn't agree more. It's like when you've got that kind of a talent, it's a generational talent. You do your best to keep him within the fold.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Disney needs Miranda more than Miranda needs Disney. That's where I'm coming with this.
Okay, I said Alan Menken, and I apologize. I said it wrong. It's the other guy.
No. Alan Menken was right. No, Menken passed away, or
no,
Rice? Tim Rice.
No, not Tim Rice. We're talking about.
Who am I talking? One of those guys was consistent. Somebody passed away early.
Yes.
Oh shoot, I can't.
Howard
remember.
Ashman.
Yes, I know. Menken and Ashman.
Yes.
The '90s Disney. They're the guys that created all of that.
That's
and then Ashman passed away, and it was Menken and Tim Rice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And so now this is the same thing where it's like Manuel by himself in Disney.
Yes, and that's not to denigrate the work of Howard Ashman,
no,
or Alan Menken. I'm not trying to say one was better than the other. I'm saying both of them were generational talents. When they worked together, it was something special. And when you have one of those in the fold, you don't upset the artist. You do whatever you can to keep them. I mean, the story is well known that Disney had J.K. Rowling in the fold for a while, and they upset her with their pitch for what
she came to them, and they came to her.
Well, I mean, I'm sure a bunch of people came to her. I don't think that she went to them trying to pitch a thing. No, that they think they went to her saying, "Look, we'd like Harry Potter in the parks." And they pitched her a bunch of attractions that didn't appeal to her.
She didn't like it. Yeah. Look, back to your point, Menken and Ashman had success with Little Shop of Horrors before Disney even came along.
Mm-hmm.
So in that point, Disney needed Ashman and Menken before Ashman and Menken even needed Disney.
Yes.
I mean, Little Shop of Horrors was a big show. It went on Broadway. It went on the movies with Steve Martin and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need Disney, but Disney needed them at the time. Yeah.
You attach. That's exactly how it works. You attach your brand to the next new big star. I mean, that is one thing. Again, we go back to Michael Eisner. He was very good at.
Yes.
Robin Williams.
Right, yes.
Bette Midler grabbed them, hug them, hold them. They're in our fold. Never let
Coddle
them go.
them.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, they did great with them. It was
Mhm.
great. You
Mhm.
know, I loved it.
Spoon with
I love that
them.
time.
Yes.
I'd
So-
be the teaspoon shit.
I think we've said it all.
I
at this
think we
point.
did.
I
Yeah.
would
Look,
agree.
guys, look, thank you for joining us on our Saturday Night Live. Maybe we'll do one next week before Mardi Gras. But look, happy Mardi Gras to all you guys.
Yes.
Herchers, safe travels to Atlanta. Kirk,
Yeah, safe
wherever
travels,
you
guys.
are, we'll see you, Kirk. Happy Mardi Gras, Kirk.
Mr. Sullivan.
Mr. Sullivan, he
Hey.
had to log in off early, but just say hey to Mr. Sullivan. But all you guys, look, thank you for listening on Twitch and YouTube. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great week. Look, we want to know what you guys think. Post it in the comments below or shoot us the email at show@magicourway.com and we'll shoot it on the next podcast episode. So we'll see you guys. Magic out.